Good morning and happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chum Change. This is live and recorded. For those of you that might be new here, we typically do is go over crypto news or news in general in the space. I update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's use here in the house, Mr. Luke. What's up, buddy? Crypto Craig, my man Dan R is here. Good to see you. We have Steven Cicero in the house. Vinny, what's up, man? Crypto MB, Nismo Miner. Good to see all you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry, I was stupid late. My kid forgot her camp shirt and I had to drive all the way back to her camp to drop it off. It was a pain in the butt. Anyways, all set. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Offshore Miner. Good morning. Good morning, Zarkov. What's up, dude? Andrew Masad. Anybody else I may have missed, I apologize. All right, let's get into this. Check out the market and then we'll go from there. We got Bitcoin over here, 59,443 bucks, holding pretty strong. We got Ethereum at 2673, looking pretty good. Solana 147 bucks. XRP at 57 cents. This thing just, I don't know, man. XRP needs to take some positive momentum, or more positive momentum, when they get good news, because it's depressing. Litecoin 62 bucks. I mean, I'm not a huge holder of XRP, but whatever. Again, Litecoin 62 bucks. I do hold a bit of Litecoin. I still think that's a good buy in my opinion. Caspa 16.4, looking pretty strong still. I guess Kraken is coming sooner than later for Caspa, so that's going to be interesting. If you guys have any questions, please just at me in the chat. Vinny, no, definitely not. They only sponsor big guys. We have let's see, ETC at 19 bucks, Dogecoin at 10.5 cents, looking pretty decent. Let's see, BNB is at 520 bucks if anybody cares about that. Yeah, 88.33 cents, not too bad. I still think that's a good buying opportunity as well. Oh geez. All right, let's get over to Crypto Bubbles over here, see what the biggest earner on the day is. Seems to be the Sats coin over here, 18.9%. I really don't know what this one is. It's got 177, oh sorry, it's got a $706 million market cap. 24-hour volume is 177 million. Weird. It's ranked 85th. It was just breaking into the top 100 yesterday, so that's kind of interesting. Might have to look into that. Maker 8.8% over here, 39th place on the top 100 coins. We have already 12% up on the day. That is in 92nd place. Let's see, nothing else really jumping at me. I guess HNT is doing okay, 8.2% up, $6.93. Not too bad. Things just shifted around a little bit. What was that about? Immutable X over here, let's see, 4.9% up on the day, $1.19. Not too bad. Jasmy's at 1.8% up on the day at 2 cents, 2.1 to be exact. Nice, not too bad. All right, flashbang, let's see what we got over here. Fear and Greed Index looking like a 31. I'm just kidding. This is what we need. It's what we need. We need a slow climb, right? A couple points a day would be nice, and then we'll go from there. But again, yesterday we were in extreme fear, and today we're still in the fear again. When there's blood in the streets, it's time to buy, right? When people are fearful, be greedy. When people are greedy, it's time to be fearful. That's kind of how it goes. All right, moving on to CoinGecko over here. Let's check out the top 10 coins by coin market cap. I'm gonna kind of speed through things today just because we started stupid late and I have a bunch of things I have to get done. We have top 10 coins over here. Bitcoin, we have Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, USDC, XRP, Lido Stakes, Ether, Toncoin, and Dogecoin at a $15.2 billion market cap. We have Cardano is actually in 11th place at a $12 billion market cap. That is 3 billion behind Dogecoin. Interesting. All right, scrolling down a bit, let's see, Litecoin over in 22nd place. Again, I still think this is a decent buy. Caspa, obviously decent buy. We have a $4 billion market cap there. It's still holding in the top 30, which is crazy, right? It's in 25th place. Insane. Mr. Royce's Adventures, dude, thanks for being a member for 12 months, man. Keep stacking those coins. Absolutely. I actually got everything running on solar today. Crypto Mikkel, my man, dude, good to see you. We have let's see, Ethereum Classic over here in 32nd place, $19 even. Looking pretty good. I'm solo mining ETC right now. I don't think I'm gonna hit anything, but let's hope we hit a block today. That'd be nice. Let's see, scrolling down, Render I think is gonna be a good buy. It's in 50th place right now, $4.70 at a $1.8 billion market cap. You can get this on Coinbase. Hopefully that'll be a nice earner. It was what did it get up to, like 13 bucks or something? Yeah, 13.53. It's 65% down, right? And this I don't know, this actually has utility, so I want to see how this one does. All right, moving on to the mining segment of things. You guys know I like to timestamp this stuff. Let's see how bad these lithium miners are today. Actually, first, before we do that, let's go check out lithium. I want to see how we're doing today.
Bruh.
Down again, 1.4%, $1.48. Man, this is brutal. What's up, Patrick Murphy? Good to see you. Made my drive into the city yesterday very tolerable. Dude, the drive into the city, that is one thing I don't miss about running my plumbing business. I don't miss driving into South Boston every single morning. It's freaking brutal. All right, let's see over here. Lithium still getting sold off, it seems like, right? The AL1 Pro 16.6 terahash unit. This thing's not even coming out until September. $337 per day. We are slowly getting down to the $200 a day mark, like I projected. As soon as we saw this thing come out and it was over $1,000 a day. AL1 15.6, which is the one that was over $1,000 a day, 316 bucks.
Bruh.
It's still a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but when they want the price of a minivan to get one of these units, it's just buy the coin. If you believe in it, just buy the coin. Let's see. I'll be in Boston in a few weeks. Hell yeah, Crypto Mikkel. Nice, dude. Let me know when you're out here.
Perfect.
Let me know when you're out here. Where are you staying and why are you coming out? Is there like is there work stuff or is it just like for pleasure, I guess? Miss Pocket Change, 5.5k subs until 100k. Yes, absolutely. I appreciate you all, by the way. And it's friggin' insane. It's insane how fast it's growing. But solar content seems to be like super awesome for the channel, so it's kind of nice. All right, let's see. The KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit over here making $26.73 a day. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy how bad the yields on Caspa are now, right? Man, it's brutal. We got the KS5 20 terahash unit making $25.46 a day. We got the Antminer L9. This thing should be coming out soon. $17.26 a day. This is 16 gigahash unit Dogecoin and Litecoin mining, like merge mining unit. We got the Ice River KS5 M 15 terahash unit making $16.33 a day. The AL Box 2, this thing is getting sent over to all my VIPs. I've just been kind of swapping everybody out in Discord. So if you're active in Discord, I'm giving you guys a day on the AL Box 2, and I'm just taking the hit myself, letting it run for free on solar for you guys. We got 720 gigahashes, 360 watts, $14.40 a day. That's kind of bad. This thing was over $40 a day 2 weeks ago.
Bruh.
Man, brutal. We got the AlphaPex DG1 Plus over here, 14 gigahash unit merge mining, again Doge and Litecoin, $12.75. We got the KS5L over here making 12 terahashes on Caspa, $11.44 a day. Crazy. Dragon Ball Miner KS6 Pro 11 terahash unit, same as the I swear, oh, that's the plus. Never mind, my bad. 11 terahash unit making $9.32. I was gonna say, I swear those were the same, the BMKS Max and the Pro, but they are 10.5 terahashes. One of them is 200 watts more. I don't understand why, but they're around $8 a piece. Crazy. I'm just gonna scroll down a little bit. The Ice River ALO, these things should be getting shipped out, I think, the end of this month, right? Does anybody have a projected date on when you're gonna get this thing? Let me know. I don't know when they actually pushed it back to, but I know it was pushed back. I'm just not 100% positive to when. It's $8.10 a day, 400 gigahashes at 100 watts. That thing, I can't wait to get this thing for the solar trailer. It's gonna be sick. The Gold Shell AL box, the original 360 gigahashes, 180 watts, making $7 a day. Dude,
bruh,
this thing that like people paid, you know, 6,000 whatever dollars for, it sucks, man. It sucks that the price just tanks like this. It's crazy. I hope people get their money back. I really do. Let's see. Oh, he's going for his AV job at the convention center. Nice, dude. You have to work. I got you. Well, if you have any time, Crypto Mikkel, please feel free, hit us up, dude. We're not too far. We got the Bitmain Antminer L79050 over here. Dogecoin, Litecoin miner, $6.10 a day. This thing's been profitable throughout the bear market for me personally, running at 10 cents per kilowatt hour down at Terra Hosting. Shout out to them if you guys are interested. Links in the description. But this, yeah, 30 cents. I couldn't run this thing at my house, but here 10 cents per kilowatt hour. It's definitely profitable, and it's remained profitable for, you know, the duration of its life, which is, it's been out for like a little over 3 years, I think. The Ice River KS3 8 terahash unit, $5.38 a day. You guys remember when these things were making like they were like $100 a day or something on the KS3, and this was like the KS0's price. It's crazy. It's crazy. I really hope Caspa's price appreciates a lot more. We have the KS3M from Ice River over here, making $1.64 a day. Oh, that's so bad. That is so bad. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, like, is it because the wattage? 3,400 watts? 6 terahashes? That's crazy. That is crazy low. The X16Q, I got this thing running on solar right now. This is what I'm solo mining ETC with. Let's see how this goes today. $1.12 a day I would be making, supposedly. This is at 10 cents kilowatt hour. I'd make a little bit more than this, but yeah, if I just pool mined, I don't know. I might swap it over to pool mining. We'll see. We'll see. The X4, no, I don't have that one. I have the X4Q. This is also what I'm running with it. 24 cents a day, and the X41U is making 12 cents a day on ETC. So I can make a couple bucks a day on ETC off solar if I just put them to pool mining. Well, let's see what happens with solo mining, because I think you get, what is it, 2? Is it 2 ETC? Is that what it is now? I think. So that'd be pretty cool. It'd be like almost 40 bucks. Let's see. We got the KS0 Ultra over here, 400 gigahashes, 100 watts, 41 cents a day. Bruh. This is fucking terrible. Caspa hash is over 800 petahashes now. Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. Yeah, Crypto Mikkel, let me know. Let me know. Maybe we catch up for dinner. That'd be sick. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy though. 41 cents a day. That's so sad. That's so sad. It's like, that means like all 10 of my units are only getting like $2 a day. That's freaking brutal. That is brutal. I got the Ice River KS0. I don't know why I just clicked on that, but I guess we're going into it. This is the original. This is the original. It's only making a penny a day. Damn. All right, we're just gonna get off this. We're just gonna get off this because I don't even want to look at my Bitcoin miner. I lied. I want to look at my Bitcoin miner. I want to see. I didn't look in like a couple days. S19K. Bruh. We're losing $1.71 a day. It's a good thing I used all that rope. I don't have any left. That's a good thing. All right, let's move on to GPUs. Let's see over here. We got ETHW top of the charts to the 3080 Ti. What in the hell? Weird. Weird. Ironfish and Pyron. Look at that. We got Ergo top of the charts as well for the 170HX. How's Ergo looking? Let's see. Is anybody mining ETHW, by the way? Anybody? Let me know. Ergo 78 cents. Looks like it's been climbing the last 24 hours. I guess only a couple pennies, 3 pennies or so. I mean, it's better than not climbing, right? Better than going the other way. Weird. I guess it got itself out of a little bit of a hole last couple days. Interesting. All right, let's see. We got Pyron top of the charts, the 4090, along with Ironfish and Pyron and Furo, rather. The 4080 Super Pyron, Ironfish Pyron. Let's see. Flux for the 4070. How's Flux doing? Man, I haven't looked at any of these coins in so long. 2.2% down. Damn, it's under 50 cents. That's terrible. 49 cents. Anybody still into Flux? Let's see. I mean, it's been doing higher lows, right? I lied. Not here. No. I don't know. That chart's all over the place. That chart's all over the place. How's Dynex doing? Just because I like to poke the bear between those two. 33 cents. Bruh. That's even worse. What is going on with Dynex? That's not good. That is on a steady downtrend. Highs and lows. God damn. What's going on with Dynex? Somebody please like bring in the respirator. Bring this thing back to life. Weird. That's crazy. All right, we got 6800 XT's got Chlor over here. Furo, Xano. We got the 4070 Ti Super Ergo on Ironfish and Pyron. Nice. So you guys got a whole bunch of shit to pick from. How's Chlor doing? Let's just check out Chlor just for shits. And then we're gonna get into the news stuff. Chlor, 6 cents, man. You know what? Chlor actually has an active platform. And I really, is this isn't on Tangent yet, is it? I don't think it is. I don't think it is, but you know what, like just having the use case with Clore being like an actual platform, this might be a decent project to get into. I don't know. I know DJ made a bunch of money off it, right? Because he was smart, he sold it. But yeah, I don't hold any because I'm just done with core wallets. Anything that can't be held on Tangem, I'm not using it. If you guys are interested, Tangem wallets, let's see. Oh, it's just tangem.com, right? Yeah. Use code CCXD for 10% off. But this dude, the ring, I want to get this thing. This ring is sick. The Tangem ring, do you guys see this thing? So you'll just be like scanning your wallet with your phone. I mean with your yeah, just like with your ring. It's so sick. I can't wait to get this thing. I mean, unfortunately it's like 100 and something bucks, but dude, the thing looks dope. And there's no logos on it, it's just flat black ring. Like you'd never notice. You'd never know you had a wallet on your finger. And it's I don't know, for me that's freaking amazing. I think it's awesome. Hold my Bitcoin right in my ring. Be sick. All right, anyways, let's move on to news over here. Clore is on Zelcore. Bruh. I can't stand Zelcore. I'm not gonna lie, I hate Zelcore. All right, let's see. These pullbacks are opportunities to buy the dip, says DFinance ETF CEO Sevilla, whatever her last name is. All right, let's get into it.
Joining us now, Sylvia Jablonski, Defiance ETF CEO, CIO, and co-founder. Sylvia, great to have you with us.
Jablonski.
The S&P is up 3% since last Monday's big sell-off. Are we getting complacent? Should we expect more volatility? We see all sorts of stats saying if the VIX breaks out, closes above 35, it's going to take 170 trading days in order to get back to the median. I mean, what should we expect?
Good morning, Melissa. Thanks for having me here. Well,
I need my BTC, says I don't wear jewelry. Well, this is the world's smallest handcuff right here, buddy. See that? On close up. Right here. It's rubber.
I think that we should expect some volatility, at least for the next month or two. We had some shaky data about jobs numbers a couple weeks ago. We had the Japan carry trade kind of fall apart, and I think that led to some unsettlement in the market. But I think this week's data will be key. We'll see what happens with inflation and where that likely leads the Fed. And if the market gets a sense that rates are going to be cut, we can kind of go back to thinking that, okay, unemployment is actually pretty stable. The consumer remains strong. GDP is between 2 to 3%. Corporate earnings are decent. So I think that we can end up with a positive year this year, but probably some volatility for the next month or two.
If CPI comes in a little hotter,
yeah,
that's very complicated, and the markets will be completely offsides on that.
Yes, absolutely. I think that the market will absolutely react to that. We'll probably get a pullback across most of the indices on that, and that'll lead to trepidation for investors to come back into the market. But what I would say is that if you have long-term conviction on the Mag 7 and on some of these new innovative trends in technology, whether it's the growth of AI, supercomputing, quantum, things like this, these pullbacks are opportunities to buy on the dip. I always say that it's like a broken record, but dollar cost averaging is absolutely wonderful when you get these big pullbacks. It's hard to look at your account in the short term, but pick your spots on equities with these pullbacks.
Do you have conviction in the Mag 7? I mean, that was there were sort of those three things that all came together last Monday. It was the economic slowdown, it was Japan, and it was the idea that we're not getting a return on investment from investments in AI. Do you think that we will, and do you think that was overblown?
Yeah.
Dan R, dude, thank you so much. Dude, I appreciate you so much. He just took it out, put it on the table, boys. He just sent us an entire Solana. Dude, you're insane. Thank you so much. And I don't know why that freaking alert still won't work. I have asked like 1,000 times to both platforms to figure it out, and they can't figure it out. But dude, I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you so much. That really means a lot.
I think that we're impatient as a society. AI is something that we really just started talking about, even though it's been around forever. The ChatGPT moment is when we all kind of piled into NVIDIA and things like this. It takes time to build things and to get them to work and to deploy them across different sectors. So I think that the spending that these companies are doing is indicative of the demand and the potential in the space, but it's going to take some time before we see that play out in revenues and profits and the efficiency changes across the different sectors. So I am very much a buyer of Mag 7. I think that this is the next tech industrial revolution that we've been waiting for, and it's going to play out in the next 5 years or so.
Are you confident about the demand part of the equation? Because we don't have revenue numbers, for instance, on Copilot from Microsoft, or is it a case of trust us, we'll build it, and people will come? Because I think investors last week and over the past 3 weeks over earnings season are really thinking maybe that's the case. Maybe they're building, and we don't really know what the payoff is going to be.
We don't know what the payoff is going to be, but I think that we're starting to see that there could be utility there. And when there's utility, there's eventually payoff. I can tell you as a firm that we're using AI for a whole lot of things that have cut down our costs, made us more efficient as providers, like product discovery, like compliance costs, like, you know, just looking at the competitive landscape, trying to figure out.
Meaning you've actually decided to hire less people, or you've actually fired people so that AI can take those roles? I'm trying. No, when people say that, I'm trying to understand it explicitly.
It's just like,
well, okay. So I think that we have spent less money on outsourcing for data and research, for example, because we've been able to use AI to scour the market and do some competitive analysis that has actually, in some cases, been more effective than some of the data we've paid for in the past. So, you know, I think that if we start to cut costs on different projects that we're working on, that, you know, that.
And are you using just ChatGPT straight, or you have a customized version where you're, you know, using it on certain data sets that you bought separately, or what are you doing?
So kind of all of the above. We're working on some things internally that will be our own proprietary type of information, but. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we've used the different resources out there. I mean, I think everybody uses ChatGPT for something these days, whether it's to, you know, edit, grammar check, whatever it might be. Hopefully, you know, you're not cheating in school or using it for those reasons. But I think it's wildly helpful for research at this stage. And I can think about, like, if I were a drug company, having more information about, you know, drug trials, different outcomes that other drugs that my competitors are working on are having, and I think that helps me, you know, become more efficient. I just think that the utility of this is going to play out over the next couple of years, and that will essentially make it profitable for firms to use it.
That's crazy. That's crazy that he asked her about the firing people for because of the AI stuff. That's crazy. Did you guys see actually the interview last night on Twitter Spaces or whatever with Trump and Elon? I don't know if you guys listened to it or not, but they're going to talk about it, I guess, here in this next clip, and I want to hear what they got to say. I listened to most of it. It was actually a pretty good listen. It's about an hour or something long. If you guys didn't know, there was like I think it was like 1.2 million people or something listening to it. Maybe there was more, but the specific one I was listening to, there's still like 1.2 million people listening to it when I was. It's crazy. All right, let's get into this.
Welcome back. Following Elon Musk's interview with former President Trump on X, we're taking a look at the risks and rewards for Musk's portfolio of companies. Let's bring in Tim Higgins, the Wall Street Journal business columnist and a CNBC contributor whose columns are always so fantastic when it comes to looking at what Elon is thinking at any given moment. Tim, what did you make of last night, especially as it relates to Elon and what we might have learned about his own political views or his views of Trump?
Yeah, you could kind of, for the first time, kind of hear him interacting with the president to see how his worldviews align. A lot of the things they said, we already knew. We already know where Trump stands on a whole host of issues. And because of X and because of Elon's huge use of that platform, we already know his political views on a lot of these things. But it was interesting to hear him talk about immigration, talk about regulatory reforms that he wants, talk about a whole host of other issues with the former president in a way to see how they might align. Sometimes they seemed in full agreement. Sometimes it seemed like maybe they were just talking past each other in kind of sort of agreement.
And how much of a risk is this for Elon Musk? You know, he mentioned on the discussion last night that he had been at one point a sort of moderate liberal or moderate left, and now he's, you know, not just endorsing the president, but probably contributing a lot to his campaign. And now this. Why do you think he's taking such a big bet on President Trump, given that we now have a very close race?
If you guys want to listen to that after, I actually retweeted it on my Twitter, and I just put the link in the chat, so you guys can listen to it after this or whenever you want.
Well, the risks were just evident in the day. Just hours before the event, the European Union sending a letter warning him that the potential of violating their online content laws with this event, the idea that perhaps X could face some sort of a fine if he was to violate those laws, just an indication of the kind of the scrutiny he's under there. We see that Tesla customers, where he's the CEO, or some of them are concerned. Of course, maybe some of them are turned on by his activities, but it throws kind of more uncertainty into that business. And then also we saw just in his kind of full endorsement of Trump and the comments against the vice president, if she is elected, yet again, he's going to have a political enemy in the White House if she is elected.
And they also have, in some ways, overlapping demographics. I mean, one of the key voter groups that former President Trump is targeting is young men, say men under 30. To what degree does the Musk audience that came last night and that follows him, could that help Trump? Could that be transferred to Trump as voters?
Right. Going into last night, you probably weren't getting moderate voters or people who were not already having a decision of what they believe in Trump or what they think in Elon. You remember, the event started 45 minutes later, so you really wanted to hear what the former president had to say. Now, of course, there's the opportunity for virality of these clips that will go ahead and occur today. But if you wanted to hear it live, you were kind of already committed to the camp. So what, in a lot of ways, the benefit is kind of revitalizing that base, turning on Elon's supporters, that what I call the Echoverse of almost 200 million people that follow him, and kind of reminding them that to get into the game, to be excited for this candidate that now is back on the platform for really the first time in a while. And the meme war returns to kind of the original home of that kind of virality that made Trump so popular to begin with.
And do you think this ultimately helps X? I mean, X is not having a great time right now as a business. If you look at users, if you look at advertising, does this move the needle for them? Or do you think it hurts them in terms of advocating for one side and being political?
Well, if you look at the third-party data, clearly users, it's not as big as it once was before Elon took over, though I'm sure X would dispute that. They say they're seeing growth. But even the third-party data shows spike in user interest, downloading that app during some of these big political moments, whether it was after the first debate, after the failed assassination attempt. So people have this kind of hardwire habit of turning to the app during big communal moments. And the trick for Elon, the trick for X, is getting people to stick around to see stuff that they want to make as a daily habit. And so, having people come there for a big event is helpful.
Interesting. Yeah, let me know how many of you guys actually listened to that in the chat, that conversation last night. All right, let's move on to Crypto World. CNBC television, Ether climbs to start the week after crossing 2,600 over the weekend. Let's see, where's it at right now? Actually, we're at 2660. All right, so it's still pretty relevant. Again, this was yesterday, about 19 hours ago, but again, we watched the next day, so let's listen to it.
Today, Ether gets a boost after crypto prices hold firm through the weekend. Marathon Digital is selling $250 million in convertible notes to buy more Bitcoin. And PitchBook's Robert Lay breaks down the findings of the research firm's second quarter crypto report, highlighting VC trends.
I knew it sounded faster. It said about 1.15.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Brandon Gomez. Bitcoin back into the $60,000 territory over the weekend and held its ground this morning. The cryptocurrency was inching just a tiny bit higher by noon Eastern to $60,200. Ether also in the green this morning, climbing nearly 2.9%. XRP, meanwhile, rising a little less than 1%. Okay, let's talk about the top stories for today. Mining company Marathon Digital plans to offer $250 million in convertible notes in order to buy more Bitcoin. In the announcement this morning, Marathon said the sale was subject to market conditions, but that the convertible notes would be offered to institutional investors in a private sale. Those notes would mature in 2031 and pay interest semi-annually in March and September, beginning on March 1st of 2025.
That's huge. So like till 2031, there's going to be positive for at least they have like a long-term outlook. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
As a refresher, convertible notes are debt that a company can take on, but rather than paying back the principal and interest, investors are paid back with equity in the company. Around noon Eastern, Marathon stock had fallen more than 6.5% after the announcement. Next, bankrupt crypto lender Celsius is suing Tether in the hopes of clawing back tens of thousands of Bitcoin, now worth billions of dollars at today's price. Celsius said it filed a lawsuit to, quote, avoid and recover preferential and fraudulent transfers of 39,542 Bitcoin to Tether. Celsius claims Tether sought to improve its position at a time when debtors were, quote, tumbling towards bankruptcy and the price of Bitcoin was collapsing violently. As a result, Celsius claims Tether insulated itself from the impact of the crypto lender's bankruptcy through several more requests for collateral. Now, as part of this lawsuit, Celsius is asking the court to order the return of tens of thousands of Bitcoin, claiming it was preferentially transferred, and award them no less than $100 million in damages for Tether's alleged breaches of contract. This morning, Tether responded to the suit in a blog post, saying it would defend itself against a, quote, shakedown by Celsius. Tether argues the lawsuit tries to improperly impose the costs of Celsius mismanagement and failure on Tether.
Oh,
All
damn.
right, PitchBook's second
There's
quarter.
a war between Tether and Celsius now. What in the hell? What's up, Crypto Frank? Good to see you, buddy. Sorry, I started a bit late today.
Crypto report dropped today. That report.
Oh shit! Actually, hold on. Lawnmower Man said that's what Michael Saylor did. So I guess MicroStrategy did the same thing that Marathon Digital is doing. That's kind of awesome. Aren't they mining Caspa as well? Yeah, Marathon is mining Caspa. They have Caspa machines. They're basically mining Caspa, converting into Bitcoin, or I'm assuming holding some of the Caspa, if I had to guess.
Revealed that crypto startups raised slightly more from venture capital funding in the quarter compared to Q1 of this year, despite the total number of deals dropping. For our main story, Crypto World's Talia Kaplan spoke with PitchBook crypto analyst Robert Lay about the findings and what we can expect from the rest of the year.
I reviewed your new Q2 crypto report and see that in the quarter, crypto startups raised $2.7 billion across 503 deals. That's a 2.5% bump in invested capital compared to Q1 of this year. Now, that increase came even with a 12.5% drop in deal value. That's different than what we saw in Q1 of this year when there was an increase in both deal value and deal count. But the results mark the third straight quarter of gains as it relates to investment value. So what do these Q2 numbers signal to you? Obviously, with the drop in deals and more capital invested, the size of the deals in Q2 must be bigger, but why do you think that is, and where is the capital going? What crypto projects got the most investment dollars?
Yeah, so like you said, the deals, the deal count went down, but the total deal value went up to $2.7 billion. So on a deal-by-deal basis, the check sizes are larger, which means, you see that investors are really doubling down and putting money into those strongest crypto companies, the ones that have been building, through the bear market, over the last 2 years and have gotten to a place now where they're finding traction, they're finding product market fit, they're getting users. So you're seeing the check sizes getting bigger for those specific companies. And we're seeing it's very similar to what we've seen over the last 6 months. Infrastructure deals are getting a significant amount of the money, layer 1 solutions, layer 2 scaling solutions as well. We saw Barachain and Monad raise these mega rounds this past quarter. And then so those are kind of like the areas you're seeing in infrastructure. We haven't seen a lot of applications yet, but we do expect applications to be, the next wave of investments that are going to come in the next 12 to 18 months.
So what would you say were the driving forces behind the third consecutive quarterly increase in investment values?
Investors have just been much more willing to invest in the space now. We really do step back until last summer when BlackRock filed for the spot Bitcoin ETFs. That's really when we saw the sentiment change with investors in the private markets. A lot of folks were saying, hey, look, we think that the bull market's right around the corner, the bull market's coming back. So we saw, investors were more willing to meet with founders that are not part of the portfolio to write new checks. And then from founders, they're finding it easier to meet with investors. And these conversations have really accumulated over the last 6 to 8 months for us to see, the uptick in deal value.
Did you see the same thing when spot Ether ETFs were approved here in the US?
It's a little bit different. I think it's a little bit too early to say. We think that it will drive more investments, but right now, with what's gone in the crypto markets over the last week, a lot of the crypto market is down. So we'll see how that works. But I think overall the spot ETH ETFs was pretty successful. In the first week, we saw $1 billion of inflows into these ETFs. So we'll see if that continues. We don't know if the momentum's going to be strong as Bitcoin when those ETFs started trading back in January. But, so far it seems like they're doing pretty well. And then I think over a very long period, over long term, it's going to be really good for the Ethereum ecosystem.
And it certainly will be very interesting to see if that does in fact happen. But do you think the streaks of quarterly bumps in investment values will continue into the next quarter? When we spoke in the past, you noted that crypto VC investments typically rise when crypto markets are doing well. And recently, as you noted, Bitcoin experienced a sell-off and is trading well below its record of more than $73,000 reached back in March. So how will crypto's performance this quarter play into investor interest? And do you anticipate the increase in capital invested will continue, especially with the expectations of lower interest rates in the mix?
Yes, we do expect investors to continue deploying capital into the space. It will continue to increase just because you look at the amount of dry powder that exists in the crypto native venture funds, and venture funds are now coming to market again to raise new funds. So there's fresh capital coming to the market. So I think all of that would push the amount of investments going into the space up. The thing is, I don't expect it to be as strong as it was in 2021 and 2022. Historically, there's a very strong correlation between, private investments into crypto startups and the publicly traded crypto tokens. We saw, the crypto market cap go, very close to its peak back in March, about 93% of its peak. I don't think we'll see private investments reach 93% of its 2022 peak, because 93% would be roughly $25 billion invested. I don't think we're going to reach $25 billion of invested capital into the crypto space over this year or next year. We'll probably get a much higher than the amount invested last year of $10 billion. I think this year we'll probably end somewhere between $12 to $14 billion of invested capital, and maybe next year a little bit more than that, but nowhere close to the 2022 peak, even though the publicly traded tokens reached pretty close to its peak earlier this year.
Really?
Interesting. Now, what areas of crypto got the least investment dollars this past quarter, and why do you think that is?
I think that it's been a pretty long-term trend. DeFi continues to get the least amount of invested capital from venture. They still do raise money, but because the mechanisms to raising capital is different. In DeFi, a lot of DeFi protocols come to market by launching a token, because a token has a lot of value to the DeFi protocol. So they don't necessarily go into the VC markets to raise capital. So VCs still do support some DeFi protocols, some of the really notable ones, like Uniswap last year raised a really large round. So you'd still see some of those deals, but for the most part, DeFi protocols typically raise money in a different mechanism, so they don't go to VC. So you see the lowest amount of deals going into that space.
Now, I recently put together a report on the integration of crypto and AI, and according to Architect Partners, AI is pulling some investment dollars away from other technologies, including blockchain. Data sent to us from the crypto advisory firm shows that in Q2 of this year, AI private investments totaled more than $40 billion, far surpassing crypto investments. Elliot Chan with Architect Partners told me that he expects the combination of AI and blockchain to be a, quote, powerful, go-forward investable theme. Do you agree? And do you think AI is, in fact, pulling some capital away from blockchain investments?
I think AI generally has been a very hot sector over the last 18 months. So not surprising, with the launch of ChatGPT at the end of 2022. So it generally has been pulling money from anywhere, especially from generalist investors. That's where their attention has been. And, even in the crypto space, the generalist VCs have left. They haven't come back yet. They are definitely looking at the shiny ball, and that's AI right now. Where we think that generalist investors will come back will be at the cross-section of AI and crypto. And so, there is a lot of new activities happening. We, in the research, we highlighted decentralized GPU networks, which is the hardware compute infrastructure to help power AI training and AI inference. So that is one area. I think there's many different areas as well that you see, just using blockchains to verify data, or using blockchains to incentivize folks to participate in the AI ecosystem. So there's many different areas, and so we do see a lot more capital coming into that, the intersection of blockchains and AI.
Lei also explains the advantages and challenges tied to decentralized GPU networks, as well as the main takeaway of the Q2 report. You'll be able to check out his full interview over at cnbc.com/cryptoworld.
Interesting. All right, shout out to them. Let's move on to the videos. I want to just catch up on this Altcoin Daily video. Kamala Harris realizes Democrats are effed without crypto vote. Let's see what he's going to say about this. Let's do it.
There are those who think if you're a single voter on crypto, that this could lose her the election if she doesn't come out and embrace it. Look, Trump was all for the not taxing tips. Now she's all for. Do you think she will ultimately embrace crypto as an industry?
Breaking news in crypto today. the Democratic presidential candidate, Kamala Harris, set to embrace Bitcoin and the crypto industry, according to Republican Vivek Ramaswamy.
I predict her verbiage will. And I do think that part of the reason why is you see Trump's speech at the Bitcoin conference. It's just a matter of competing for votes that she's going to adopt a thoughtful position.
And what policies specifically will Kamala Harris adopt?
The metric to use is how specific she actually gets on those policy proposals.
Because Bitcoin should be bipartisan.
It should not be a partisan issue.
Bitcoin is for everybody.
It is open source code designed to offer property rights to the globe. And I think there's probably been a little bit of panic ahead of the DNC that the party may have alienated some young voters who are finally catching up economically because of Bitcoin. And you're right, there are people within the party who recognize this technology is useful. It is American at its core. It empowers the average person. And the U.S. should be a leader in supporting Bitcoin.
Now the Democrats outside of Kamala have launched the official Crypto for Harris campaign to counter Trump's industry appeal. Billionaire Mark Cuban has continued to receive multiple questions from Kamala Harris about crypto.
You're supporting Kamala Harris for president, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm supporting Donald Trump for president.
But how does Vivek see this Democratic support from Kamala happening?
Now, speaking as an
I'm kind of shocked that Cuban wants Camilla as the president. Weird.
American, not from a partisan perspective, I think that's a good thing. I think we should want great debate in the marketplace of ideas. Even if she offers a thoughtful digital assets framework or policy, even if I don't agree with all of it, I think that'll be a good thing for the country. But what I challenge Kamala Harris to do is not just cite the pieties in the words. Go into detail. Say what you actually believe about self-custody of assets. Say what you actually believe about whether you think Gary Gensler should continue as the leader of the SEC. So I think those specifics are going to matter a lot, Kelly.
For sure, but is what you're saying is just a general position of openness is probably all the industry really is looking for. This idea that it's not a partisan issue, that Republicans are for it and Democrats are against it.
It should not be a partisan issue. Now, what I think you are seeing is this tendency to really embrace whatever wins her the most votes. But when you're looking at your question, Andrew, of how do you assess the seriousness of that, the metric to use is how specific she actually gets on those policy proposals.
So
yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, crypto people aren't stupid. Like, they're gonna see right through her bullshit if she's just bullshitting to get votes. Do you know what I mean?
Everybody will eventually be for crypto. That's like saying everybody is for the internet or tools, a hammer.
There you go.
It's for everybody. But the policies for the presidential candidates, that's the key. Donald Trump is promising self-custody to commute Ross Ulbricht's sentence, never allow the creation of a CBDC in the United States. Also, Trump is promising to fire Gary Gensler, which is a big one. And of course, treat crypto fairly, meaning develop a presidential council of people who like crypto to make the common sense regulation, give this industry clarity.
The policy of my administration, United States of America, to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the U.S. government currently holds or acquires into the future.
RFK Jr. is promising no taxes on Bitcoin.
Yeah, I want this guy. We need RFK Jr. No taxes on Bitcoin, sold. Where do I sign?
Backing the U.S. dollar with Bitcoin, put the U.S. budget on the blockchain.
That'll never
Both
happen,
want
though.
to bring crypto
Never.
to the U.S. Kamala needs to make her policies specific.
Facts.
And maybe even a sign of goodwill that she means it. Maybe fire Gary Gensler immediately while she's in office now.
Eat shit, Gary.
And I know what you're going to say. The vice president doesn't have the power to make those firings, but she could convince Joe Biden. And then that would be a sign that she's serious.
How hard is it to actually convince Joe Biden? You just give him an ice cream cone. Point. I'll do whatever you want.
She's here for real. And breaking news as of today, Marathon Digital, one of the largest Bitcoin miners in the U.S., to raise $250 million to buy more Bitcoin.
Mining company Marathon Digital plans to offer $250 million in convertible notes in order to buy more Bitcoin.
So they're pulling a Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, selling stock, taking on debt
So
to buy
smart.
Bitcoin. This is on top of MicroStrategy raising another $2 billion to pump into BTC. And just to be clear on how this works,
Those notes would mature in 2031 and pay interest semi-annually in March and September, beginning on March 1st of 2025. As a refresher, convertible notes are debt that a company can take on, but rather than paying back the principal and interest, investors are paid back with equity in the company. Around noon Eastern, Marathon stock had fallen more than 6.5% after the announcement.
So because these convertible notes would mature in 2031, as long as you believe, and more importantly, Marathon Digital believes, that Bitcoin will be a whole lot higher by the year 2031, then this is an epic move. This could make them a lot of money. Now, of course, if Bitcoin is a lot lower in 2031, then they messed up. And just in, crypto lender Celsius is suing Tether, the stablecoin issuer, for $2.4 billion over BTC liquidation.
That's crazy.
Bankrupt crypto lender Celsius is suing Tether in the hopes of clawing back tens of thousands of Bitcoin, now worth billions of dollars at today's price. Celsius said it filed a lawsuit to, quote, avoid and recover preferential and fraudulent transfers of 39,542 Bitcoin to Tether. Celsius claims Tether sought to improve its position at a time when debtors were, quote, tumbling towards bankruptcy and the price of Bitcoin was collapsing violently. As a result, Celsius claims Tether insulated itself from the impact of the crypto lender's bankruptcy through several more requests for collateral. Now, as part of this lawsuit, Celsius is asking the court to order the return of tens of thousands of Bitcoin, claiming it was preferentially transferred, and award them no less than $100 million in damages for Tether's alleged breaches of contract. This morning, Tether responded to the suit in a blog post, saying it would defend itself against a, quote, shakedown by Celsius.
So Celsius is claiming that Tether breached its token agreement with Celsius when it applied the company's property, Bitcoin, held as collateral to pay itself for Celsius's outstanding loan. So the claws are out when there's deaths in any ecosystem like Celsius.
Real quick, shout out to Mr. Rude Puts. Appreciate you for the €249 over there. He says, where's DJ Mines? There he is. Screaming away. Miss my man. Hopefully he's doing well. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Make sure you DM me your Elysium address, please.
People fight tooth and nail to the bitter end. And I know you're asking the question, if BlackRock and Fidelity and these ETF issuers are actively buying, why aren't we at 100K already? Well, Bitcoin would be probably only at 20K, if not for these ETFs.
I think if you take the ETFs out of the picture, the price of Bitcoin is like 20 grand, because it was 30 when BlackRock filed. They started to go up because, oh, BlackRock's coming in. Then they launched. There was a little sell the news, but it hung tough. Now it went up a lot because of the flows. You unwind all that, you're 30K, but you still have Mt. Gox and some of these other in Germany, and who's there to buy it? So I think the ETFs should be seen as nothing short of a godsend, to be honest with you. And I know Bitcoin has other things going on for it. I read up a lot about it, and I think it's a fascinating currency, secure way to store value, and I'm definitely intrigued. That said, pure price, I think that the ETFs really came at the perfect time, to be honest with you. And I think that so when I see people get all crazy when it goes like 56, I'm like, honestly, it should be about 20, so just relax.
And everybody be sure.
I mean, listen, I don't know. Like, the ETFs are completely positive, right, for Bitcoin as a whole, but I don't think Bitcoin needed it, to be honest. Backtrend, I'm with you. You said wrong. BTC doesn't need them. Yeah, I don't think it needs Wall Street either, to be honest, but it's still, I don't know. It's definitely a positive, right? It's not a negative. Vinny, thank you so much, dude, for the 5 gifted memberships, dude. You're insane. I appreciate it. Lawnmower Man, Jug 2. We have Charlie, Tack, and Mr. B. Congrats on the memberships. If you guys are not in Discord, please get in there. And if you guys are active, I'm giving you guys a 24 hours of the Elysium AL box 2. I'm never going to see profits on that again myself personally, but I'm going to give it the VIPs just because I appreciate you guys. Dan R, you're going to be not today. I have to give it to Shay, but tomorrow, and then Rude Puts the day after that, and then we'll figure out the rest. from there on out. All right, let's see. Recapping things for anybody just joining. We're going to kind of go over this quick, and then I got to get out of here. I got some stuff to do. We got $59,550 for Bitcoin. We got Ethereum at $26.52. Not too bad. Solana at $145. Again, shout out to Dan R. Thank you for sending that Solana over. You're insane. I appreciate it. XRP 57 cents. We got ADA at 33 cents. I think that's a steal. LTC $62. I think that's a steal as well. I actually put $1,500 into LTC last week on the dip at like $55 or something. So it was totally worth it. Caspa 16.5 cents. Again, Kraken's coming soon for Caspa. It's a tier 1 exchange. It'll be the first one, hopefully. I think it's by the year end. I'm not sure exactly when, but we'll have to see. Let's see, ETC 1891 over there. We have Dogecoin almost 10.5 cents, or just about 10.5 cents. Let's see, BNB 518. I think that's pretty much it. Crypto bubble, see if anything changed over here. Sui looks like it's down 13.6, but it was the biggest earner the other day, so not too shocking. 93 cents. WIF is down 6.7% to $1.67. Wow, I wonder if that coin's gonna go back up. It is funny though, dog whiff hat. It cracks me up every time I read it. Sats 11% up, ranked 86th. I don't know what this coin is, but who knows? Let me know if you guys know. Flashbang Fear and Greed Index 31. Again, we're in fear. Be greedy when people are fearful. Be fearful when people are greedy. That is the overall consensus there. Again, everything is looking good, guys. Trending coins. We still got this Geenan the cat. Whatever the hell his name is, Geenan. I don't know how you're supposed to say that. Not James. Good morning, sir. All right, guys, listen, I gotta get out of here. I'm actually getting my other 3 batteries from Signature Solar today. Hopefully they don't show up when I have to leave for like 20 minutes to go get my kid, but it's between 11 and 2 is my delivery time, so I'm excited. I can't wait to get that rack completely full in there. But you guys have a great, happy, and safe Tuesday. I'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, peace out.
If she don't hawk to her, we don't talk to her.